Today I want to do something wild and look at the work of Myra J. The origins of social life, evolution after science studies. It came out about 2009. She's got a word she calls symbiogenesis. Whoa. It's an approach to organisms being in their environment, and it's very cellular. Now, before I get into all that, let's talk about systems theory. That's my background, 40 years teaching organization systems theory, writing about it in 30 books, and about storytelling systems and storytelling organizations. And Marilyn Emery and Fred Emery, their work uses autopoiesis. Whoa. And so does the work of Soren Breyer. And I've written about Soren Breyer, taught about him in my seminars. He's a Charles Saunders Peirce scholar who integrates Peirce's work on semiology, signs and icons and all that, with Nicholas Luhmann's work on the cybernetic systems theory. And it's all about cyber semiotics. And autopoiesis is a big part of it. Now we're going to look a little bit at this autopoiesis. It's from the Greek word auto, meaning self, and poiesis, meaning creation. So self-creation, self-organizing systems, right? And it was formulated as a term by Chilean biologist Roberto Maturano and Francisco Varela in their 1972 book, Autopoiesis and Cognition, the realization of living, to describe the nature of living systems. So for systems thinkers like myself, this was a big deal. Now, of course, Myra J. doesn't buy into this at all. And the term autopoietic has been criticized, not just by Myra J. but other critics are arguing now. The concept is an attempt to give substantiation to a radical constructivist and sophistic epistemology. In other words, it doesn't hold up in reality. Others argue the term is not commonly used as a criterion for life. Well, that's ironic since it's about living systems. Notice that if we approach corporations in their environment this way with autopoiesis, it's not focused on the planet shared by other species at a cellular level or animal or plant or tree level, etc. So Myra J. comes along and says, okay, autonomous self is a kind of a fantasy, and each body is a product of symbiogenetic mergers of viral and bacterial symbiosis. So now let's take a look at corporations that rule the world, and maybe this symbiosis can help us understand how corporations are ruling the world. And I will give you some background and history on that. But Myra J. wants to look at the superorganism, kind of like the whole or living Earth, and I wanted to look at corporations, corporatocracy, and how it's playing the zero-sum game of economic behavior in a world that's not a zero-sum game. So Myra J. talks about the gifting and that it's outside the zero-sum game. And I really recommend Ronnie Saylor's videos on restoring that you can find on YouTube. And he's looking at doing conversational storytelling in a way that kind of brings people out of the zero-sum way of thinking, like you win or you lose, you win or you lose. And right now corporations are set up as winners and we are all the losers. Corporations make gifts. They're into gift giving. It might sound strange, but they give kind of poisonous gifts to get lax regulations from politicians and stop regulatory forces from impinging on corporate exploitation is how can we use conversational storytelling to change corporate's rule of the world. It's called corporatocracy. Strange word, but you can find some videos on it. Controlled by corporations. I hope they're not going to come and arrest me for saying that. So, Myra J. book, The Origin of Sociable Life, brings attention to all the species in the world and to the superorganism that we're in, called the world. And corporate America faces the corporate capture of its democratic government, be it Republican or Democrat parties. It's captured. But not every corporation, not every business, only 20% of businesses are corporations, and some smaller percent of that, and I've tried to list out examples here, are playing the big game of ruling the world. And I think it's time to turn to the feminist writers. Enough patriarchy. I mean, corporate rule of the world embodies, whether it's male CEOs or female CEOs or VPs or whatever, it's patriarchy writ large. And we need to have a better understanding of how the storytelling is being used by corporation. Foss and Foss later would write about as invitational rhetoric. Feminist principles of equality, immanent value, self-determination. My puppies are barking in the background, hope you don't mind. So we can do something about this male-dominated leadership, the glass ceiling, the gendered expectations, the unequal pay, the boys' club culture of corporations ruling the world, limited diversity. Did you notice they're taking out all the diversity and equity inclusion seminars across the United States now? Walmart said we're not going to do that, and we're not going to do LGBTQA plus, etc. We're taking that off the books. So this is David Boji, and I hope this has been interesting. And the dogs are barking in the background; they're agreeing, and I hope you will come January 10th to our open enrollment free Zoom session. Go to csistory.com. And I really appreciate you for tuning in today. And I hope that we can do something about corporations that are ruling the world. What are we going to do about it? I say we use conversational storytelling. I have a lot of conversations and storytelling outside that corporate controlled media, and let's get on with it. And let's see what we can do to curb that power. Hi, this is David Boji, and you take it easy.